All right, we heard from Marone for his
much
first
better than
win.
Greg Robinson, right?
Oh, much better.
Much better than
much
Greg
more
Robinson.
upbeat, a little bit more lively in that one. But guys, the thing that won this game for the Syracuse Orange were the last two drives. The one from Northwestern, the Max Suter pick, and then the last one to set up the field goal from Liechtenstein.
And in the one game they were really in, the Minnesota game, it was who's going to make a play down the stretch. Who's going to make a play for the Orange on the defense or on the offense? And for them, it was Max Suter on the defensive side of the ball. He made a big play when it mattered, and that's why the Orange won today.
John, you used a word earlier in the show, resilient. Syracuse was resilient today, and I've never seen the team perform under the clutch today as they've done all year. We saw glimpses of it last season against Notre Dame when they came back and won in South Bend. And today we saw Zuter came up with the big play. Paulus was poised on the last possession of the game. He hit his quick routes. The receivers went out of bounds, made the smart play, kept the clock stopped, put Liechtenstein in position to knock in the game winner.
And the freshman coming up clutch, you know, that's not easy for a freshman kicker to do. And for him to come up clutch, huge for the Orange.
And granted, he already had one blocked earlier in the day.
Yeah, and one guy that did come up clutch for the Orange all day long, Mike Williams, the star for this game by far, 11 receptions, 209 yards, and 2 TDs from this guy. We expected it coming into this year, and finally, his real big breakout statement game finally came against him.
John, you would think that after a one-year hiatus, especially playing against a Big Ten team, you might have a little bit of cobwebs, but he's already battled two of the best, Minnesota, Penn State, and he's performed well in both of those games. Granted, he's dropped a couple balls, but today was his coming out, Anish. He was the possession receiver. He wanted the ball, and Paulus got to him, and he made it count every time he touched the ball.
What else do you really want to say about Mike Williams? He was an animal today. And you can really see that Greg Paulus, you know, he hasn't played in 5 years. And to have a guy like Mike Williams in your back pocket, it really helps him out and helps his Orange offense out. Because last year, they really had nobody to throw the ball to.
And when I look at Dante Davis's line, too, 7 receptions, that really opens up things for Williams
and no drops from Williams. That's the best part. But we're talking about the guy that threw him the ball. Greg Paulus, the best performance from him by far so far this season. 346 yards, 2 TDs through the air, 1 rushing. What was the biggest difference between this game and the first two?
They opened the offense up a little bit. And I love his intangibles. The guy just brings it. He knows what to do, when to do it. He has those little pump fakes, get around the defense. He can move. He just knows how to do it all.
You're right, Nish. It's the small things that Paulus does. It's the screens, the correct reads today. He didn't throw any silly picks. He didn't make any stupid scrambles or take any large sacks. He made the plays that he needed to play today, and he got the job done. And in the end, that's all you ask out of your quarterback.